Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. It's Friday currently. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but for me it's Friday, which is kind of the end of my work week, except I took a bit of time off in the middle of this week. I still had class and stuff, but I just decided I really needed a rest because rest is also productive, which is something that I really have to remind myself. I was still I had all the readings I needed to do for this week done by Wednesday at 11 a.m. So my class for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, I was already set by Wednesday morning. So I've just kind of been relaxing, which means this weekend I actually need to get back to work. So I kind of inverse that. But anyways, I feel like all my videos lately have been at my desk. So hopefully we're gonna switch it up today. If you're new to this channel, my name is Catherine and I'm currently a first year PhD student at The Ohio State University studying history. And right now I have class in just about 10 minutes. This afternoon I'm getting a haircut it's been a year and a half since I went somewhere and got a haircut. I've had 2 haircuts in the past year and a half. Both were in a garden by someone who had never cut hair before. And it doesn't look that bad maybe on camera, but this side is 100% longer than this side. So we're gonna fix that. Gonna wear double masks, gonna keep it safe. But I need my haircut. And then this afternoon, I thought I would walk you guys through what I'm doing with my dissertation right now. I think it's always really interesting to learn about kind of the steps of people's progress. Within your first year of your PhD, you're not necessarily working all the time on your dissertation because you have classwork and other obligations. So that's what we're gonna talk about this afternoon. But for now, I've got my juice, and I've got my breakfast, a very sad protein bar, and we're gonna have class, and then, yeah, let's just get into the day, guys. All right, so class is done. I had lunch while talking to a friend. I ended up just having a little burrito because I don't have any bread, and I usually eat a lot of sandwiches for lunch. So I just whipped up some eggs and cheese, threw it in a tortilla, easy peasy. So I have a little bit of time before my haircut appointment, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about my dissertation progress. So this is gonna vary by discipline, so please, also not even just by discipline, but also by each student's individual progress and how they choose to structure their PhD program. There are obviously certain larger structures and benchmarks that you have to meet, but it is very individualistic. But I thought I would just share a little bit about my experience and where I'm at. So in the first 2 years, I'll be doing coursework. Because I already have a master's, I'm trying to take my general exams in the spring of my second year. So general exams are these big exams you have to take in order to qualify for candidacy, where you begin actually working on researching and writing your dissertation. But for the meantime, before you take those exams, you have to work on your reading list. So I have 1 major field, 2 minor fields. My major field is modern Europe. My minor fields are military history with a focus on culture and society. And then women, gender, and sexuality is my second minor field. So right now I have been working on gathering up my committee, which involves sending out emails to professors, seeing who you could potentially work with. Usually you want to have taken a class before you ask someone to be on your committee officially. So if there are any professors I haven't worked with yet, I'm trying to see if they offer any classes in the fall. I'm currently trying to figure out who's going to be the second person on my major committee and who is going to be the second person on my minor. So I already have 2 people for my committee set. I'm just working on the other 2. The other thing that I'm working on is my advisor would like me to begin reaching out to scholars who are already working in my field on my subject. So obviously not my specific dissertation research, but other people who, for example, study women in France during World War I. I am very trepidatious about doing this because I don't even know what I'm supposed to say to these people. Just email them and be like, hi, my name is Catherine, I'm working on this project. I don't really know, but I do need to start reaching out, letting people know I'm working on this project to see if anyone else is already working on what I'd like to work on, see if they maybe have any suggestions for archives or research. like any archival bases that I could be using that they've worked on before. So my goal right now is really just making a list of all the people I want to reach out to and reaching out to them in the next week or two, because I want to make sure if anyone is willing to say set up a Zoom talk with me, I want to make sure I'm doing that before summer, because summer is when most professors are working on their research. They're not really doing things related to their students. So I want to catch people before they're kind of off doing their research wherever, and want to do that before April hits. So that was my goal for the weekend and kind of where I'm at. Everybody is totally on different spaces. So like 2 of the other people in my cohort, they haven't thought about generals too much yet, which is totally fine. It just depends on what your advisor and you prioritize together. And since we already have a clear goal of when I want to take my generals, it's really important to start working on putting that together in terms of committee and reading lists and all that. So that's a little bit about what I'm working on. This weekend, my goal is to really focus a bit on developing all of that, and also solidifying more of my idea for what my dissertation is going to be. That way I can start writing abstracts for grants, because in order to get a grant, you have to say what you're working on. So just kind of work on that a little bit more. We are at the midpoint for the semester, so things are kind of winding down and just working on final papers at this point. Like, obviously I still have 6 weeks left, or however many weeks left it is of coursework, but the goal is to write and work on finalizing a lot of my final papers already. So I'm just gonna chill for a little bit and work on some of the things I just talked about before heading off to my haircut, which I don't know how short it's gonna be. We'll find out soon, but I just wanna update you guys on a little bit about what I'm doing and kind of where I'm at in my first year of getting my PhD. Okay, I realized I should have done a bit of a before, but here's the before. We are about to go in, and I'll see you in a bit for the after. All right. Here's the after, it's cute. I mean, you can't really tell sometimes with the mask on how it's gonna look, but I like it. I kind of wanted to, I wasn't sure beforehand how short I was gonna go, but I feel like this is good, because after she dried it, she was like, do you want it any shorter? And I was like, I think it's good, and I'm glad I did not go any shorter. But now we have to figure out what we're doing. Okay, so the area where the salon is, I don't come over here that often, maybe like every 2 weeks. It is a part of town that has, I think it's called like Easton Loop, Easton Market. It has a lot of different shops. So I figured like now that I'm over here, this is where the Trader Joe's is. And I just watched Kaylin's vlog and she did a big Trader Joe's haul, and now I just want to go to Trader Joe's. And I don't know actually how many groceries I need, but I feel like I can't pass up the opportunity. So I'm just going to sit in here in my car for a little bit, maybe just pull into the Trader Joe's parking lot and see what I decide. But I might as well like do something now that I'm over here. I don't come out very much, so we'll see how we can take advantage of it. But I'm glad I actually got my hair done by a professional, though she did say she was impressed that my mom had cut my hair because it didn't look that bad. No Trader Joe's for me. I was gonna go, I was literally turning, and then I saw that there was a line outside, and usually when I go to Trader Joe's, I go in the mornings during the week. So say like a Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and that way the crowd's not too bad. And I just really didn't want to go if there was a long line and it was going to be busy. I just don't feel as comfortable. So we did not go. Sad. Maybe I'll plan a trip for this week. But back home, and I don't really know what I'm going to do for the rest of my day. I do have some work that needs to get done, but I'm not sure what I'm going to prioritize and work on first. So we'll find out.
Eligible for vaccine
May 1st.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought I'd call you since you always complain about never being the first to know anything.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Look at my hair.
Oh. It looks very nice.
You like my cut?
Chic, yep.
Parisian chic. the day. I was fairly productive. I sent an email that I needed to send off to a professor who I'm interested in working with, and unfortunately the professor who I did email about possibly taking a class from her, she's not teaching any classes in the fall, and then she's going on leave in the spring. So she still said that we could set up a time to chat, which is good, but I don't know. A little bummed about that. What else did I do today? In the afternoon, I just went on a walk, talked to my dad and my grandma, and I did start one book that multiple people have recommended to me for my paper on advertising in World War I. So the name of the book is called Vital Minimum, and the reason this book was recommended to me is because with these advertisements, it's often a question of need versus necessity, or that's the same thing. Like, what is a need or necessity versus what is not considered a need, and how does that change in wartime? And there's, who is allowed to have needs in wartime. And this book is all about the development of the vital minimum, or kind of the idea of a living wage, and how this developed in France throughout the 19th century into the 20th century. And so I think this book could be really good to kind of explore how different advertisements are branding themselves as a need in a wartime setting. But anyway, so I did start this book today, but hopefully I can finish it tomorrow. But that was it for today. I kept it kind of chill. We were supposed to have our spring break next week, but we don't have a spring break. That's why I've kind of let myself take the gas off a bit the last few days. But this weekend, I'm going to get right back into it and keep reading and researching to revise my 2 research papers that I turned in. Those were rough drafts, so now it's time to hit the pedal to the metal. Is that an expression? Yes, hit the pedal to the metal and push through towards the end and finish up these papers. And so I'll try and get all the secondary literature officially and forever done out of the way this weekend. For now, it is about 10:30, so I'm going to do a little bit of reading for fun. I have another depressing book to read. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but I requested a bunch of books a long time ago and they've just now come in. So this book is called They Both Die at the End, and They Both Die at the End, I think. I don't really know what it's about. I keep taking recommendations from friends, which I appreciate. I just finished the other day, I don't know if I said this in the last vlog, but I read this book called All the Light We Cannot See, or All the Light They Cannot See, about this blind girl in World War II, which was a super, super good book. It did make me cry a lot though, and I don't need to cry anymore, so... And yet I have this book. So we'll see how it goes. But gonna do a little reading for fun and try and go to bed within the next hour or so, which I say is early for me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed another day in my life as a PhD student. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!